Jennifer Igwe, thank you for joining us for another episode of Environment Matters. Now, I am sure when we talk about waste, the first thing that will come to your mind, you're thinking of discarded items, refuse, smelling and horrible things. Yeah, you're right. But there is a lot we can do with waste. And that's why many recycling initiatives have shown that people can earn a living from waste management and other angles and sectors in it. So today on the program, we will be looking at opportunities in waste management and how the circular approach is helping to create a vibrant sector from waste and what people are doing in that angle.
Try to reuse, recycle what you can, and do your part and give a helping hand. This is our world, oh, this is our earth, oh, this is the place where we belong. This is our home, oh, this is our time, oh, this is the place where we come from.
Waste, they say, is not waste until it is wasted. Yet, dump sites overflow with waste materials. For years, the practice has been for producers to take raw materials, produce things we use, and when we are done, we dispose them, creating waste. The linear approach is one of the reasons why we have mountains of waste materials existing at dump sites. This approach to production and consumption has been the norm all around the world. But experts say a change is pertinent with the growing consequences of climate change, plastic pollution, and other environmental challenges. Replacing this linear system with a circular economy model, they say, will ensure we take raw materials, produce, utilize, reuse, and recycle.
So circular economy prescribed zero waste, provides alternative use of raw materials. It provides the waste of today than disposing it, and it confers environmental pollution. Then you can use such materials for future resources for production.
Lagos State has adopted the circular economy approach model to waste management.
We are engaging them and we are monitoring the process in which they use the recyclable materials for processing and also to create jobs, employment for people, for residents of Lagos, and for more people to participate in recycling and generate income.
Many recyclers have been registered. I visited one of them. Okay, I can see that we have different plastic bottles here, waste materials that you use for your production. So where do you get your bottles from?
Yes, we have a different type of PET bottles in our factory here. We call it PET bottles in the market, but the chemistry terminology, we call it polyethylene tetraphthalate. We do gather from different locations like hotel, waste dump, and from other aggregators. The aggregators, they are the people that buy in small quantity. They will gather it up to like 2-3 tons above. They will call our company. Then we use our vehicle to go and pick it down to the factory. Okay. Then we start the processing. We gather from hotel, waste dump, household, and some other aggregators.
I collect plastic bottles at home and even in my office.
Yes.
So if I bring to you, will you buy?
Yes, I will buy.
I noticed that you've separated the cap.
Yes.
Is there any particular reason?
Yes. The caps, the rings, and also it used to come with some other labels. Okay. They are made up of different polymers. Okay. We cannot crush the cap and the labels together with these bottles. If you crush them together, the caps and the labels will become impurities inside these bottles. Oh. It will affect the end product. Oh. Therefore, before you process this into finished goods, you need to separate the bottle, you need to separate the caps, the rings, and the labels. Okay. so that you have a pure product, which is the main plastic itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so nothing goes to waste.
nothing goes to waste.
Okay, can you put us through the process? Because I see that you've segmented the plastic bottles here.
Yes. The process is gathering from the outsiders, from waste dump, from the other aggregators. We bring it to factory like this. As we are bringing it to factory, they are made up of different colors. These are what we have inside the plastic we bought from our customers. They are made up of different colors, different type of plastic. You can see this one came along with it. Sometimes you can see some other materials like herbs and stone, because those aggregators, they will gather a lot of debris inside to increase the weight for their own benefit.
Okay.
But whenever we get it from the aggregators, we bring it to the factory. The process of getting it from the aggregators over there, they will gather it. That is what we call collation. They will collect it at a particular point. They will call our attention. We'll go there and bring it to the factory. In the factory, the first step we move in our factory here is what we call sorting. Sorting simply means separating these bottles into different categories. You have this, you have this, you have this pipe, and you have other colors. We separate them into different colors, into different type of polymers. But our major focus is this. We recycle this because the value of this is more than the value of this one. Although we are going to recycle everything, but the process of recycling is a stepwise process. You can't crush this with this. You can't crush that with this. We separate them into different colors, into different type of polymers. Then we process it. We are going to feed it into this machine. This machine, we call it conveyor. Conveyor is a mobile machine that helps us to move around the bottles. It moves around the bottles. This is first conveyor. This first conveyor will help us to move the bottles to the next conveyor. This conveyor is called sorting table. This second step of sorting. In case if there is any impurity that is left from the first sorting process, it will get to somewhere here. 3 people will stand here. If they see other colors, like as you see this one, I'm going to remove this.
After the first stage, the plastic bottles are moved to the crusher where they are cut into tiny particles. Using different processes and heater, the plastic flakes are washed to completely remove all forms of dirt.
Water bath or floating tank will help us to remove some other impurities that were not properly removed from the step 1. After this washing, there is possibility of some dust particles or sand that may likely move from the water reservoir with the flakes and get inside here. This centrifugal machine will be vibrating. When it is working, it will be vibrating. At that process of vibration, it will be shaking off the sand. The sand will come out from this opening. You can see them on the floor there.
You are seeing on the surface of water, on the surface of this water, their weight is very light. Some of these plastic, they have anomalous behaviors. Means that their properties are not the same because of the material they use in producing them. Some of the materials they use in producing these bottles are inferior material. So it makes some of this plastic to have anomalous behavior. So this one floating on the water here, their behaviors is anomalous. It's exceptional. So this water here helps us to remove them.
So what do you do with them?
Like all this one, you can mix it with other polymers. We turn it into bricks. Yes, you can melt it and bake it into bricks.
So nothing
is waste.
The drying stage comes before the end product.
Then it will get into that bag as a dried bricks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, from that bag, what now happens?
From that bag, we'll now rebag it like this. Okay. It can still go for further processing,
Okay.
they can melt this to make all these elastic wears, like all those jerseys footballer use. Yeah, all those jerseys are from this. The yarn on the head of your toothbrush is from this. That tiny thing is on the toothbrush is from there.
Okay.
They use it in making elastic wears, yarn on top of the toothbrush. They use it for that as well.
Okay, so this this is your final product?
This is the flakes. We have it as flakes like this.
As flakes.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
so
call it flakes.
Flakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between flakes and pellets?
Okay. Pellets. The pellet simply means these flakes the flakes will be subjected to high temperature and it will become a semi-liquid. It will flow into a layer that has water. So at the initial point, you can see these flakes now. It's flakes like this. But the pellet, when it has been melted into a semi-liquid, it will now go inside water and it will become solid back again. But the nature won't be the same as these flakes.
Okay.
It will come in a round form.
Okay.
Yeah.
So essentially,
So we have a palletizing machine that will convert these flakes into pellets.
Oh,
The
okay.
machine is not the same as this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so these flakes now, what do? Do you sell them to Nigerian companies or do you export them? What do you do with
Yeah,
them?
we do export.
To where?
We have other customers that are registered with our company
Outside of
outside
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Yeah, we have other customers that register with our company. They buy from us whenever we have
From
meeting.
Africa or outside?
Europe, not Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it that styrofoams are not recyclable?
The process of trying to melt it again, the outcome, like this plastic will melt it, it will move from stages to stages and it still maintain that property of a plastic. It will still be elastic. But that styrofoam passing for some stage to stage, it will lose its property. Yes. So that is why
By the
you
end of
can't,
it becomes useless.
it will become useless.
Now, the Lagos State government has banned the use of styrofoams and single-use plastics, which is a good development, particularly with you talking about how styrofoams are not recyclable.
Yeah.
But you know that problem we have now is the use of plastics like this, because most of us in Nigeria use them as single-use.
Yeah.
Even when you go to the eateries, if you buy there and maybe take home, wash, and go back to buy food from the eateries, they won't even want to sell. They want you to buy new ones. So I think that is another angle the government needs to look at. But now that the Lagos State government has banned the use of styrofoams and single-use plastics, what alternatives do we have? Let's listen to Larry Gbelei.
A quick look at drainage channels in Lagos State and you will be amazed at how styrofoams and other single-use plastics have clogged them. They aggravate flash floods, are harmful to ecosystems, a nightmare to waste management authorities, and in some cases affect engine of boats on waterways. Topping the list of alarming scenarios is the negative health implication on human lives and marine creatures. Despite the many negatives associated with styrofoams and other single-use plastics, food vendors and other food beverage businesses use them for quick sales and packaging, and this happens on a daily basis, increasing their menace and volume in the environment.
Nigeria as a country, just like the global community, needs to have a transition, a shift in narrative from looking at plastic just from the solid waste perspective to begin to look at it, interrogate it from the other perspective of the content, which is carbon and chemicals. Carbon impact on climate change, chemicals impact on public health. And I just want to mention two major chemicals. One is called PFAS, just the chemical name, the chemists will understand. PFAS, PFAS. PFAS is popularly known as forever chemicals. If you can Google it, you see it. Forever chemical, and it's because of its dangerous implication or impact on public health. Why? All the chemicals that affect public health are referred to as endocrine disrupting chemicals. Endocrine is that organ of the body that helps to produce and regulate hormones. Now, once you have these chemicals ingested into the body, then your hormonal imbalance is impaired. So it means that you are likely going to have impact, effect like cancers, that is build up of foreign bodies in the system. You are likely going to have reproductive health problems. That is, for example, the male not able to produce the spermatozoa to fertilize the female. You are likely going to have the female, for example, egg disruption because it's hormonal imbalance. Then that's why you have cases of miscarriages on a daily basis. A recent study, just 2023 study that was done in 17 countries. They went to different fast foods all over the world and selected different food packaging products, and they were analyzed, and they were found with high levels of EDCs, endocrine disrupting chemicals. It means that most of the foods packaged, stored or packaged in plastics, the plastics continue to release some of these chemicals into the food. So this is an alarming part, which we think as Nigerians we should speak on, so that the common man on the streets, those who are doing business, pure water business, styrofoam business, single-use plastic, kind of business related, will understand the public health impact beyond just seeing plastic as a solid waste. Is it not just drain? Is it not this issue of, is littering the road and all that, beyond the aesthetics? They should see plastic management from the point of view of its chemical constituent.
To tackle this mounting challenge, the Lagos State government has banned the usage and distribution of styrofoams and other single-use plastics with immediate effect. I went into the metropolis to find out from Lagos residents what alternatives will they go for now with the ban.
Use that plastic one that have cover, because after we use it finish, we can still use it again.
This plate now, plastic plate that has cover. You use it as long as it doesn't stay doesn't stay in the plate for a long time. It's just that's something you are going to eat maybe within 10-20 minutes, and then you wash it.
One of the challenges is that some people use plastics as single use, whereas it can be reusable. For example, this water bottle that I'm holding, you can use it as a single use and you can reuse it. But some people, whenever they take the water inside, they discard it, whereas you can use it for other things.
In terms of usage, many still cannot differentiate between reusable and recyclable plastics and the ones tagged single use.
This is the common styrofoam. This is plastic spoon, plastic fork and spoon that is very common, used in every restaurant, mama put, parties and all that. These are cutting boards that are made from plastics. Of course, we know that the volume in the environment are small. Then this is the almighty carriage bags. It comes in different forms. You go to the supermarket, even if you want to buy something as small as this, it's put in carriage bags. They all fall into the category of single use that are to be banned.
Reusable and recyclable plastics have already become a norm all around the world, especially in homes and even food stores. What alternatives are there?
There are several biodegradable options that is being developed and adopted in place for the single-use plastics today. Some examples are your bamboo, plates, which is being made from bamboo, biodegradable plates made from biodegradable materials that are easily decomposed. We have compostable bowls and cups and cutleries that can be easily composted, although under specific, environment, specific conditions. We have paper cups, we have cloth bags. Boni Bio is making cloth bags from cornstarch, cassava, and the rest.
About alternatives. these alternatives that are biodegradable. Different supermarkets and all that can produce it. And our people producing all this, they have machines that can produce all this, like from major sources, bamboo materials, from jute plants, different sources that are biodegradable. And you already have people in Nigeria who are doing all this. So you just need to massively invest into that. This is what you find in most developed countries. Every supermarket, you buy anything, they give you a material like this you can reuse. And there's a statement here. It said you can reuse this bag at least 125 times. You can even clean it, you can wash it, and it's still usable.
Environmentalists say what is happening in Lagos State is inevitable and not new. It's been happening all over the world, and Nigeria shouldn't be an exception. They are fanning the flames of hope that with Lagos State setting the pace, it's only a matter of time before other states follow up with similar pronouncements.
Harmony of biodiversity destroyed, birthing climate crisis and crying faces.
Dicey situation indeed, yet we carry on like a bull in a china shop.
On environment matters, we take the bull by the horns, comb the nooks and cranny of Nigeria.
Asking tough questions.
Examining challenges and opportunities.
Giving human face to the science, facts, faiths, and global agreements. It's a call for action. Don't miss it.
Join award-winning environmental journalist Jennifer Igwe and other NTA eco reporters for Environment Matters.
Thank you, Larry. Now with the ban, the implementation is on. So don't be caught using styrofoams in Lagos and single-use plastics. So if you have to go to the supermarket, take your bag like we used to do back in the day. Take your bag from your house, go shopping. Don't expect to buy that small seasoning cube and expect them to put it in a polythene bag. But I want to also appeal to eateries. Please, when people come with plates from their homes to buy food, sell to them. Don't insist that they must buy your plastics in your eateries. And Nigerians, our fake life also is a problem, because if you go to some of the major eateries and like me now, and I walk in and I pull out my plastic that I'm trying to reuse, you see how everybody looking at me like, what is wrong with this one? You know, they call it forming in Nigeria. We try to pretend that like we have to always be high class. Okay, it's okay to go with your used plastics, wash and go back to the eateries, but eateries, please accept and sell food to people. It's very important, because if not, the menace of plastic waste will not just affect the person you're rejecting to sell for, will also affect you. Okay? Do you have anything you have to say to Nigerians about the need for recycling and plastic pollution?
Yeah, there is need for recycling in order to reduce plastic pollution in our environment.
Okay, you've heard from him that the chemist telling you, okay, because of the chemical properties in plastics. But can you educate us a bit about the harmful chemicals in plastics?
Like as of this plastic, there is no harmful chemical in this.
Okay.
It's not harmful.
Okay, the PET bottle.
Yeah, the PET is not harmful at all. It's not harmful. Yeah.
So the one that is harmful is the styrofoam, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've heard. So the important thing is for us to stay safe. So until next week, when another episode of Environment Matters comes your way, I am Jennifer Igwe. Like I always say, stay green and think green.